friends, and welcome back to the series Julius Caesar. Here we are on Act 2nd, Scene 1st to Scene 4th, and in this lesson, we'll be just covering the story of the scenes, the four scenes, and in the next lesson, we'll be seeing an analysis of the whole Act 2nd. It's presented by me, Palak Sharma. Few things about me: I'm an economics honors student, a poet at heart, a theatre geek, a mixture of Keynes and Shakespeare. And once you are done finishing the series and the lesson, do not forget the 3 R's and the S. Rate, review, recommend, and share the lesson. And here's my link to follow me on Unacademy. Now, once we've done with this thing, we have some general observations after our act first is done. The first act creates the potential problem of the play, and the second act is the solution of the problem. Now, the problem is multi-leveled, but as an initial student, we'll be learning just two problems. We'll be concentrating on just two of them. For the first issue, the first issue is to do with what is Julius Caesar's rise to power. And we are amazed at Caesar's rise, and every person on the Roman earth is amazed by his rise. But the point is his rise rightful? That is important. The power which is being granted to Caesar, is it rightful? Now, Caesar, amazing fighter soldier, tremendously gifted intellectually, and the clear word for him is ambitious. He is ambitious. He's unbelievably ambitious guy. He wants to excel in his own way. If he would have been right now, he would have wanted all A plus grades. He would have wanted to get into the most top class colleges in the IIMs. He wanted the best of everything. But that is both good and good. This is both good and bad, because it leads to the second part of the problem. The second part of the problem is the conspiracy. Now, the first time we'll be using the word co-conspirators in the solution to the problem, because it has a negative meaning, to come together and make a plan which has some negative intent. Now, the point is, Cassius is going to convince Brutus in Act 2nd that it's actually an honorable thing to do a dishonorable act. I repeat it once again, that the challenge to Cassius is to present to Brutus that killing Caesar is not a dishonorable act. It's honorable thing to do this kind of dishonorable act. And by saying this, he will say that you do this because you love Rome. And these are the foundation line, that Caesar is dangerous and saving Rome is more important than saving the loyalty between Brutus and Caesar. So this is a general observation which we would have made by now from our first act. And now we come to the Act 2nd, Scene 1. Now, Brutus is in garden and he has decided that Caesar must be killed. Now, his reason for reaching this conclusion are that Caesar is abusing his power, and that Caesar has ascended far too quickly. Now, there's Lucius, who is his servant, Brutus's servant, so he brings him a letter. Now, when he's reading the letter, the first line of the letter reads, "Brutus, thou sleepst, awake and see thyself." Now, this line is simply written by Cassius to sway him, and he sees it as a line written by Romans asking him. It was a request, according to him, from Rome to slay Caesar and restore the true Roman emperor, the true Roman empire of republicans. Now then there's Cassius entering, and Brutus, when there's knock on the door, he just sends Lucius for checking out who has come, and then he says it aside that he has not slept since Cassius first incited him against Caesar. So it's not that Brutus also wants to be a part of conspiracy, but he is in a conundrum himself. He is in a dilemma, what to do and what not to do. Then there are all the conspirators coming to his home: Cassius, Casca, Decius, Cinna, Metellus, Trebonius, and all of them are conspirators against Caesar. Brutus invites them in, and Cassius takes him aside to convince him, and finally he does something that Brutus returns with Cassius, and now he shakes hands with all of them, and he agrees to join the murderers' quest. So now they discuss whether they should invite Cicero, the great orator, to join their plot, but Brutus is against it, and he's also against killing Mark Antony because he thinks that would make them appear too bloody before the Roman public. So they now plan to commit Caesar's murder at the Senate at 8 o'clock in the morning. And now, at present, when they're talking, it's 3 in the morning. So they have a lot of time. And then Decius Brutus, he's the second Brutus, he tells the group that he knows how to flatter Caesar if Caesar somehow says no for coming to the court. So this is the whole scene where conspirators are planning what they should do and what they should not do. The convincing of Brutus by Cassius. Now there's Portia. Brutus's wife Portia. She arrives and then she tells him that you left me sleeping and you giving me unkind looks. She begs to tell this to her, that why he's not feeling well, why he appears sick. So he just says that he just shrugs her aside, saying that you're a woman. Then she was a strong woman of brave lineage, so she again begs him to tell her what's wrong, and then she speaks the most powerful lines by a woman in the play. If this were true, then should I know the secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal, a woman that Lord Brutus took as his wife. I am a woman that Lord Brutus took as his wife, but I am a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex? Being so fathered and so husbanded. She then questions her own upbringing and her own husbanding. She says that she then stabs herself in the thigh as a proof. We can say she stabs herself in the thigh as a proof that she's strong enough, she has courage. And so Brutus finally agrees to tell her what is concerning him. But then he sends her away to catch who's on the door, because there's again a knock. This time there's Ligarius. He's pretending to be sick. So he tells Brutus that he could be cured only if Brutus did something which is noble. So Brutus tells him that he will do it, and Ligarius then pledges to follow Brutus in whatever task he's going to do. Then we reach to act second and scene second. Now Caesar, he's still in his nightgown and he's terrified by a dream Calpurnia has seen, in which she cried, "Help! Oh, they murder Caesar! There's all chaos everywhere." He then orders his servant to go to the priest, and he asks him to sacrifice an animal in order to read the entrails, the inside organs, for the predictions of the future, of Caesar's future. He's a superstitious man, we can see. So Calpurnia then arrives and tells him that he should not leave the house that day. Now Caesar is a brave person. He cannot get subjugated by a woman ordering him around. So he acts brave and tells her that he doesn't fear anything. So that he will die when it is necessary for him to die. It's fine by him if he die. The servant returns and tells him that the sacrificed animal kinda did not have a heart, so it's a very bad omen. And Caesar insists on misinterpreting the omen, but Calpurnia literally begs him to blame her. So Calpurnia is the feminine personification of the whole play. Okay. She begs him to blame her for this absence from the Senate. So he finally agrees. He gives in to her whims. So, however, Decius now arrives to fetch Caesar to the Senate house. Now Caesar tells him that to inform the Senate that I'll not be coming today. Then Decius claims that people will laugh at him if he'll say that Caesar is just coming without not coming without any reason. So then Caesar tells him about Calpurnia's dream, in which graves opens and everything happens. Linus whelped. So now Decius replied that the dream which Calpurnia saw was misinterpreted. He then reflects it, the fountain of blood pouring from Caesar's body that Calpurnia saw in the dream. It was new life Caesar is giving to Rome and not his death. So now the interpretation of the dream by Decius, it overwhelms Caesar's resistance. Now he just says that, okay, if this is the interpretation, then I'm coming to the Senate. So it's better that I should go now, and Calpurnia has favorable dreams, so I should move on. Then Caesar tells Calpurnia that he was acting foolishly, giving in to her whims, and he just agrees to go to Senate now. Now the Cassius, other conspirators, everyone comes to his home. Antony also appears, and he joins a group of men who will escort Caesar out of his house. And this is not escorting, he's actually going to his own deathbed with those people. Now comes the Act 2 in scene 3. In this scene, we see Artemidoros. He has written a letter to Caesar in which he has named all the conspirators against Caesar. This is because there's the priest, the soothsayer, who has warned Caesar about the thing already, and now he's again warning him. He stands in a street near the Capitol and he just waits for Caesar to pass by on his way to the Senate so that he can find Caesar and give him the note which is mentioning all the conspiracies against him. And then comes the second scene 4. In this scene, Portia orders the servant Lucius, who was initially in the scene, to go to the Senate house. Then he just asks her that what he should go and do there, but like she's so distracted by the whole scenario that she's not able to answer him and tell him the purpose. She just talks to the audience and say that I have a man's mind, but a woman's might. how hard it is for a woman to keep counsel. And actually, she is alluding to the fact that she knows what Brutus is planning to do to Caesar, and she's unwilling to keep it a secret. She doesn't want it. So, the soothsayer who had previously warned Caesar about the ideas of March, we saw initially in the Act's first scene, second, she speaks with her, and he speaks with her, and he informs Portia that he will try to once again warn Caesar about his fate. So, in a sense, the letter which is being sent to Caesar, it's a kind of warning which he again refuses, giving way to his own vanity actually, because this is not being proud, this is being vain, not giving to the series of superstitious predictions, bad omens, terrible nightmares. This is vanity. It's not feeling proud, it's vanity. Vanity is proud without sense. So Caesar is vain in this kind of scenario. So this is it. We have all covered the summary, and now the next lesson will be about the analysis of this whole scene. How Portia and how Calpurnia, or how the omens which are seen in this scene second, are important against the backdrop of Julius Caesar and Roman Empire. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Rate, review, recommend, and share the lesson. Have a nice day.